we're going to give you the secrets of how to get the Empress ending with Ciri. This is the hardest ending to get in The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. It's often called the bittersweet ending, but many people argue it's the best ending. Subscribe and hit the bell notification icon. My name's Linus Wilson. I do tips and tricks for The Witcher 3 games and cover the Witcher Netflix series, as well as other medieval fantasy TV. So to get the Empress ending, you need to get the happy ending, and then you also have to have Nilfguard win the war. And Geralt can make Nilfgaard win the war, and he can also get the happy ending for Ciri. So his actions with Ciri, in particular, there are 5 things that he needs to do, and he needs to do at least 3 of them to get the happy ending. And I'll give you all 5. And the happy ending is that Ciri doesn't die when she fights the White Frost, that she returns and she either becomes a Witcher or the Empress. And if you get 3 out of these 5 right, she's going to survive to the end, and you'll either get the Witcher ending or the Empress ending. All right, so I'll go through the 5 here. So they start with the Blood on the Battlefield quest, and you actually see all the things you did right or wrong when she battles the White Frost. So during the Blood on the Battlefield quest, Ciri's going to be upset with Avalach. She's having trouble controlling her powers. And you should start a snowball fight, right? You should, this ancient Witcher trick, which is a joke. And instead of being serious, you throw the snowball fight. You have a snowball fight. Then Ciri's going to wake you up and says, she wants to kill one of the generals of the Wild Hunt on Bald Mountain. And before you go to Bald Mountain, you have to insist that she goes to see the Emperor, and this will give you the opportunity to make the right decision or the wrong decision. The right decision would be that you need to refuse the reward from the Emperor. So don't take the reward. It's a pathetic reward anyways. It's like 2,000 crowns, which is ridiculous at that point in the game. You actually get a really good horse if you turn down the reward, and Ciri's going to be happy with you, and it's 1 point in your favor. But you must see the Emperor, because if you don't see the Emperor here, you will not get the Empress ending. So first time I did Witcher 3, I had the happy ending for Ciri that she survived. Nilfgaard won the war, but she never visited her dad. And if she doesn't visit her dad before going to Bald Mountain, Emhyr, then the Empress ending will not happen. The third thing that you could do to get your 3 points of good fathering points would be in the final preparations quest. You tell Ciri to go alone with the Lodge of Sorceresses. So she's kind of an adult right now. You shouldn't be like representing her before the sorceresses. So the right thing to do is, give her space. Do not go in. Tell her to go alone. And then the fourth thing that you can do to get your 3, you can get up to 5 good fathering points, but you need at least 3. In the Child of the Elderblood quest, you need to mess things up. You need to rip apart Avalach's place. Let your frustrations with the elves go out on Avalach's place. And that's the way you do it. And then when Ciri asks you to go to Skall's grave, this is the 5th thing, you want to go. You want to go to Skall's grave with her. Don't say we don't have time. You want to take the time. And that'll give you the you can get 5 points, but you need a minimum of 3. 3 of these things correct. So do the snowball fight. Don't take the reward from Emhyr. Don't go in with the Lodge of Sorceresses and mess things up in Avalach's hideout. And then visit Skall's grave. All right, so once you've done that, the other major task that you need to do to get the Empress ending is that you need to have Nilfgaard win the war. And for Nilfgaard to win the war, you have to complete the assassin's plot, which ends in the quest Reason of State, where you kill King Radovid, you assassinate King Radovid, but after the assassination, you do not want to side with Dykstra, you want to side with the Temerians, Roche, Vess, and Thaler. So you don't want to side with the Redanians. They're the main threat to Nilfgaard. You want to side with the Temerians. and that will allow Nilfguard to win the war. All right, the tricky thing is that Reason of State is one of the hardest quests to set up because there are so many dependent quests upon it. There are 4 that I'm going to highlight for you. One is Eye for an Eye, another is A Deadly Plot, the other one is Redanians Most Wanted, and the 4th is Blindingly Obvious. And only Blindingly Obvious is a main quest. These others are side quests, and they may be triggered by other side quests. So Eye for an Eye, you help Roche save Vess from the Nilfgaardians. This is also a good quest to do because it's a brothers in arms quest. So if you do this quest, then you'll be able to recruit Roche and Vess for Kaer Morhen, the Battle of Kaer Morhen. And then to get A Deadly Plot, you need to complete Now or Never, where you put Triss and the other mages in Novigrad and alchemists, etc., on a boat. And regardless of what you decide there, then Dykstra, the spy master, one of the 4 mobsters in Novigrad, he is going to give you a deadly plot, and the deadly plot has you rescue Thaler from some trolls in the kind of no man's land. And then Redanians Most Wanted, you get this after you get Junior, that you killed Junior or you spare him, whatever, but you find Junior in his hideout. And then you get a favor for Radovid automatically, which is a really short quest, the shortest quest ever. And then you get Redania's Most Wanted. And that's where you search Phillipa Eilhart, the sorceress's hideout, right? This is a secondary quest, but you need to do it. And it's probably advisable that you don't give Radovid the crystals. Just saying. I don't think it makes a big difference, but probably a good idea. That's what Triss will advise you to do. And then Blindingly Obvious is kind of towards the very end of the main quest. I think that's an act. That's after the Battle of Kaer Morhen, so I guess that's Act 3, where you're gathering up the Lodge of Sorceresses. You have to do that. But what you do in Blindingly Obvious to avoid to get the Assassin's Quest Reason of State is that you need to not hurt Dykstra, right? You don't want to break his leg. You'll be tempted to, but don't do it. Don't break his other leg. You need to tell him about the Trade Corporation and how they're plotting against Emhyr, and he will value that, and he will think you're loyal, and he will give you Reason of State, the Assassin's Quest, if you don't break his leg and you tell him about the Trade Corporation. Then you do Reason of State and side with or you side against Dykstra with Roche, Vess, and Thaler, the Temerians, and you'll get the Empress ending once you finish. And so really the fate of Ciri is decided before On Thin Ice, before Ted Dareth, the Last Age, before she enters the White Frost. That's all decided. Her fate is decided by your actions many quests before. And that's one of the strengths of The Witcher 3 is it's so hard, especially compared to The Witcher 2, to change the ending of it, because you have to go back so far in the quest line. Some of these quests are like level 9 or level 10 quests. So it is a lot of buildup to the final outcome. All right. Now, if you don't want to have the Empress ending, the way to avoid the Empress ending, you can do all these things. You can even kill Radovid if you want. The way to avoid the Empress ending is either don't assassinate Radovid, which I don't advise. You should assassinate Radovid. But if you don't want the Empress ending, in the Bald Mountain quest, during Blood in the Battlefield, when Ciri says, hey, let's go after the Wild Hunt General, you do not tell her that we need to go see her father in Vizima. And if you don't visit Emhyr in Vizima, then it's only the Witcher ending or the bad ending for you, right? There's no Empress ending. Some people may prefer it, right? There's a lot of crying in the Empress ending, and there's a lot of winking and smiling in the Witcher ending. But I can see the value of both endings. All right, I'm Linus Wilson. We need more subscribers on this channel. You can be one of them. It's an exclusive club. Join it right now by pressing subscribe. Bye-bye.
After years in exile, Ciri returned to Nilfguard, her paternal home, where Emhyr prepared to name her his successor. The woman had the necessary qualities. From her father, she'd inherited an Empress's political instinct.
Is this what you want?
Yes. You'll not try to stop me. Take me to the Blue Mountains by force.
Traveled half the world to find you, but I never intended to force anything on you.
I know.
You'll be fine. You're a witcher.
We needn't say goodbye.
Of course we don't.
I don't know when we'll see each other again.
You know where to find me.
You can't possibly stay at Kaer Morhen all the time.
Makes no difference. You'll find me.
True.
Remember what I taught you. Never know, could be useful there too.
Subscribe. Bye-bye. We do tips and tricks videos for The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.